Hello everyone and welcome to today's video where today I'm previewing Man City's game with Arsenal this weekend. Now, going back to last week and the previous result that Man City had, we battered Norwich 5-0, which was a fantastic result for Man City. There's no doubt about that. And as we've led up to the game this weekend, we've had a lot of things to consider and a lot of stuff for the Man City players, the manager, the fans, a lot of stuff to look forward to given what has gone on with the Champions League and who will be facing in that. So if you want to see my review of the Champions League draw, then be sure to check the video out on my channel. And as well, the talk of Cristiano Ronaldo, which I'm not getting my hopes up just yet because there's still plenty of days until the end of the transfer window and anything could happen on that front. So I'm not getting too confident just yet and my ego not getting blown up just yet. But if we talk about the actual game itself this weekend against Arsenal, from a football perspective, it should be an easy win for Man City because of how badly Arsenal have been doing, which I'll talk a little bit about them in a short moment. But this weekend is a very good chance for Man City to get 3 points on the board again from last week because Man United have got Wolves this weekend, so you would assume that Man United would win that game. And this weekend as well, it is Liverpool versus Chelsea. Now, if we win against Man City and then you have either Chelsea or Liverpool dropping points against one another, or even yet they drop points because it's a draw, then Man City have caught up with the likes of Liverpool and Chelsea. So when you think about the defeat to Tottenham on the first day of the season, it was a very bad start for Man City and it felt like we had to play catch up. However, if one of those two lose or they both draw, then essentially we've caught up with the likes of Chelsea, Liverpool and Man United and the title race is back on. Like, I know it's still early days and everything like that, but it's still good to keep up on the same level of points with the likes of Liverpool, Chelsea and Man United, given that they are going to be fighting out for the title and the top four. So hopefully Man City do get the victory that we should get. And speaking of Arsenal have been, I don't even know where to begin with Arsenal. I mean, they've spent 130 million on new players, but they don't look any different or doing better, which is a bit weird considering how much they've actually spent. And the two defeats to Brentford and Chelsea, I mean, the Brentford one was embarrassing. It really was. Like, you would assume a Championship team who have just come up to the Premier League, you would assume that you'd get some sort of points against them, but Arsenal didn't, and Brentford really were deserving of the victory on the first day of the season. And then last week against Chelsea, like, it could have been more than the 2 goals that Chelsea scored. It really could have. And I don't even know what happened in that game for them. They just didn't do anything. They weren't tracking back properly, leaving loads of space. And if they do that against Man City, yeah, God knows what the score is going to be this weekend. I mean, sure, they did beat West Brom 6-0, but they did kind of put a first team out for that against a West Brom side who probably didn't have their first team out at all. It was probably their reserves. And Arsenal win 6-0 and you got Aubameyang scoring a hat-trick, which he should be doing anyways against the West Brom side. So it's like, all right, you got through into the cup. Now you've got Man City this weekend. So hopefully there's not necessarily that momentum for Arsenal after that victory in midweek. But overall for Arsenal, I don't really see much hope for them this weekend. I think Arteta is really out of his depth at this very moment in time. I know he's had to play Chelsea and Man City this weekend, but it's going to be more where the fixtures after Man City is where he's got to get points. Like, if he is still like fighting relegation or near the relegation zone by the time it gets to the end of October with the fixtures that they've got, then I could see Arteta leaving or getting sacked. Like, there's no excuse for the next couple of games that they've got after Man City in which they should be winning. But we'll have to wait and see after this weekend. So I'll do my score predictions and also the team that I would have facing Arsenal this weekend. This weekend, even though it should be an easy victory for Man City, for some reason, there seems to be like this thing with Arteta and Pep Guardiola in which they try and out-tactic one another. I remember last season it was the game at the Etihad and we were at home and we played like 3 centre-backs and then played João Cancelo as a central defensive midfielder alongside like Rodri or Fernandinho, and it confused the hell out of Arsenal, but it just stayed 1-0. So it was kind of like, well, we've done this formation, but the scoreline is just very low, and it's still worrying that Man City were last season just relying on that 1 goal difference to win them the game. But for this time round, I'm going to go with 2-0 City. I reckon it will be 1-0 for ages, and then we'll get a goal in the final 10 minutes that will just kill the game off against Arsenal. But the team that I would go with, I won't lie, I would go with the exact 11 that started against Norwich. So you have Ederson, Walker, Diaz, Laporte, João Cancelo, Rodri, Bernardo Silva, Gundogan, Gabriel Jesus on the wing, Torres, and then Jack Grealish. Only because we've got this winning momentum in the 5-0 victory against Norwich, and I want to see that team keep on going against Arsenal. And maybe, I'd say, if you're going to take somebody out, I would take out Torres for Sterling, because for some reason Sterling does seem to score a lot of goals against Arsenal. So that's probably the only change that I would make. But even then, you can bring the likes of Sterling and Mahrez off the bench if things aren't working out the way it's supposed to be, and it just changes the game up if needs be. But that is my preview for this weekend's game against Arsenal. I hope you have enjoyed. If you did, then be sure to give the video a like, subscribe for more Man City content, and let me know what you think the scoreline is going to be this weekend, as well as the other Premier League games that are taking place as well. And I will see you soon with another video. Peace!